how can people learn to be a little bit more hopeful?
Look, I love that very simple question. If you knew you couldn't fail, what would you want to do? It's such a big question, but such a useful one. It has a sort of elemental simplicity to it. But, if you knew you could not fail, what would you want to do? Because people don't even allow themselves to play. If we think about what play is doing something without fearing consequences. Let's just do this as a game.
Mm-hmm.
Children know how to play because they're not so scared of consequences. So they'll just give it a shot. And a good adult life does require us to rediscover that freedom of playing. And the way in which we do it is we think, if everything went wrong, or if everything went wrong, it would still be okay. And what about the idea of thinking this could go right? There couldn't be any massive consequences. So rediscovering play around your ambition is really important.
Mm-hmm. Is that lowering the stakes in a way?
Yeah. And of course, pessimism has a role to play. There's a lovely quote from Montaigne: "Kings and philosophers shit, and so do ladies." Now, what he was trying to say there is, CEOs are. He also has another quote. He goes, "On the highest throne in the world, we're seated still upon our arses." He loves to use this sort of pungent French language in which he's basically saying, stop being so intimidated by people in power. They sit on the toilet every day like you do. So, a lot of people have that secret toilet-based confidence. It's like you're feeling really intimidated.
Toilet confidence, yeah.
Know that your hero or heroine is only a few hours, minutes away from going off to defecate, and use that as an anchor point to relativize their status in relation to you.
What is the price that people pay in order to be someone that others admire? What are the externalities that are unseen?
I don't look at it like that, because I think that people tend to achieve what they need to achieve. They're not going, well, I could have, this sort of life or that sort of life, but I'll choose to, try and win Wimbledon or go to the moon. I think they're driven. It's not a choice.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a compulsion. And we can feel sorry for that compulsion, but also appreciate that it is a slightly neurotic overcompensation.
Should you look at successful people with more pity than envy in that regard?
Sure. I mean, somebody with an outsized need for anything always think, what's the opposite of that? The very funny person, they're really afraid of seriousness. The very wealthy person, they've got a really complicated relationship to a modest income, etc., etc. So, yes, there is a massive overcompensation which speaks of lack. Ultimately, it's a lack. Think how poor you must feel in order to make that much money.
Mm-hmm.
Think how deprived you must feel inside in order to need that level of status, in order to be thought so special by millions of strangers, how much you must despise yourself.
Mm.
And we know this. Every single biography teaches us this. We know this about the lives of everyone who's done an outsized thing in one area. We know there's a relationship with the undersized opposite.
Mm-hmm.